Hello everybody, Daniela here with Parenting L'Chaim. And I just wanted to do a quick video today about connecting with our kids and too much activity. So I see a common thread here with families wanting their children to do a million activities. My child's in theater, in ballet, in martial arts, and after school program, and my child's doing this, and my child's doing this, and my child's doing this. And I just want to really encourage parents to allow children downtime. So I don't know about you guys, but as a mom, it's stressful. Like, pick up from school, get them home, get them a snack. Now I've got to run them to this practice, and then I've got to get them back, and I've got to get them fed, and oh wait, there's homework along the way. And it adds a ton of stress to our family's day. Not only our budget, it adds time, to all these things. And kids do not get the free time that they need. They are told in a traditional school to sit still and be quiet all day long. So from 8 to 3, 4 o'clock, our children are forced to sit still, not move, and learn in ways that are often not even their own, skills of learning. And then they get home and we want to send them into another structured activity. And so I just want to remind everyone of the importance of play and free time and allowing our kids to just be, to ride their bike, to get outside. This generation is full of I'm bored. And I'm bored comes from overstimulation. So if your children are constantly telling you, I'm bored, that is because our children have not learned to use their imagination. We have constantly entertained our children, and that is not our jobs as parents. Many of us do not have that same memory of our children, of being children. I mean, I ran outside and I played, and when the streetlights came on, it was time to come home and have dinner. We ran, we played, we entertained ourselves, we built things, and we did whatever we were doing, and we played in with the kids in the neighborhood. And that is not happening today. And because it's not happening, we are throwing kids into activities to fill these voids. And so I really want to encourage people to stop trying to fill the void. Just anytime there's a downtime, we need to be with our kids. We need to spend time with them. I see so many people that are constantly, here, my kids, now we're here going here, and now we're doing this, and now we're doing that, and we're never just home and present and being. And so I just really want to encourage people to slow down. If your kids are constantly saying, again, I'm bored, that means our children are not using their creativity. They're not using their minds. They're not using their imagination. We have filled their lives full of schedules and times and the next appointment and the next achievement. And we're giving our children really, really, really mixed messages about what is important and what's valued. And then we wonder why they're disrespectful to their brothers and sisters, and why they're rude to us, and why they're, wanting to play massive amounts of video games, these type of things. Our children are under a much higher level of stress than we were in our generation. And so I really want to encourage parents to bring the stimulation level down, not up, guys. Down. So I know our need is like, oh my gosh, he's getting into trouble, let's go put him in karate. No, we need to teach our children the skills of being a person and just being. And we also, as parents, need to be able to be present with our kids. I know it's easier to drop them off for an hour than to deal with them fighting with their brother and sister. I'm not saying that it's easier, but I'm saying in the long term, we're doing our children a disservice because we're teaching them that it's more, I would rather put you here than actually spend time with you. I would rather send you to 5 karate classes a week than have to deal with you and your sister at home. And so I want to really talk about what that message sends to our kids and what it does. And so I want to make sure that we are developing schedules where our children are healthy, our children are outside to play, our children are actually outside in fresh air and getting exercise. We have obesity is a huge, huge, huge issue with our children. So we need to make sure, are we raising healthy children? Are we overstimulating our children? I'm a huge advocate against video games and iPads and all of those things. There are none of them in my house, and there were a few years ago. I'm not one of those, I've never had them. But in the last 2 years, we have phased completely out and are completely free of these things. So video games, brain activity wise, are very, very detrimental to our children. They overstimulate them, even though we think they're calm and they're sitting and now they're not hitting their brother. they are actually very stimulated on the inside. There are endorphins, and there are all kinds of things going on inside of them. There are all kinds of chemical reactions happening in their brain that are not healthy. And so I really want to encourage, especially if we're having problems with aggression, if we're having problems with sibling rivalry, if we're having problems with kindness towards others, putting on Grand Theft Auto or a karate chopping game is not going to increase our child's positive character traits. It's going to feed into that negative side of, I'm going to get revenge, I'm going to fight back. I'm shocked sometimes, when I'm working with some of my clients and students that I work with, and they're like, yeah, I play Grand Theft Auto, and I do this, and I do that, and I want to talk to parents, because oftentimes parents don't even check these games, and, especially like something like Grand Theft Auto, which I know a lot of parents allow their children to play it. There are prostitutes, they are stealing cars, they are beating up policemen, they are actually raping prostitutes in alleys for extra points in their game. So I really want parents to be aware of the message. Beating things up, constantly achievement. We've created a society where kids are constantly having to perform. So all day in school they have to perform, and then they get home, and now we want to send them off to karate, where again they're going to be performing, and they're going to have to show up, and they're going to be judged, and they're going to have to compete. People are constantly competing for a place at the table just to exist. And so I really want to encourage us to step back, let our kids be kids, get down, do crafts with them, play in the mud with them, do things that we did when we were kids. Allow kids to be kids again. This generation has lost that. And in it, we are losing creativity. We are losing self-esteem. We are losing a child's peace of mind. I'm seeing so many children with extreme levels of anxiety, extreme, insecurities and anger and violence that's coming out. And so we really want to curb those things and limit the overstimulation. When we overstimulate our children, we are not helping them. We are overstimulating them. And we're also overstimulating ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but I hated being teen mom. I despised it. It was that much more pressure, and I had to have good goodies because the mother before had really cute bags, and they were wrapped, and they had bows on them. And so it's a constant keep up with the Joneses, and we've got to stop keeping up with the Joneses. Thank you, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.